October 29th, 23. Still retards. Oh, I blew him up on Facebook. Made fun of that Lisa, the spoiled brat of acting like a 3-year-old. Somebody lied to us and she was faking she was sick and faking she got well, so we hired men to drug beat and rape her and do all those things, and we even knew they were killing other people. Last Sunday in Coles, those people, everybody hurt because they sold the login. They've talked about it from Maslin to Akron. Everywhere. That Lisa confessed. North Camp. Somebody arrested a dumbass for hiring Iraqi terrorists. Huh? Hired the human traffickers to drug beat and rape me? See, I put it on Facebook too. I got my notary redone in 2020, August of 2020. The police watch me. Been watching me for 5 years. They have recorded my whole family defending me. The one set of grandkids stating they were making everything up because they wanted Michelle to get the house, and they were games of pretend. They caught their mother telling them to lie and friends with Michelle. They're documenting me jokes, and the rest of my family defended me. Spoke very highly of me. So, okay, these people show up and say they were stalking me before. They had sodium pentothal reports. Like the police said it wasn't funny. They said they had that. You can't get it. It's lethal and it shuts your airway down and you lie under it. Spy flick movie stuff. It's not funny they said they had that. Can't even get it. But they thought low IQ people would fall for it. True serum. They even said no man talked to her. No, we only used true serum on her instead. They only drugged me instead. They even admitted they didn't talk to me. Got it? They admitted to photoshopping feminine wipies above the toilet to make me look weird in their stocking tapes. They have, in, was it 18 and 19? They also admitted to a shower scene done on purpose, May 26, 22 at noon. My phone's tapped. They have recorded them admitting to framing me and more than 10 of drugs and told to say it and all kinds of crazy crap, and would laugh in my face in front of the cops. Where you had bruises before and you were sick. You were even being raped. That's why you were so swollen and infected. They were human trafficking me. Under drugs. So I just wake up sick, infected, bruised, throwing up, heart racing, and almost passing out. Do you realize how sick of an occult that is? A demonic occult. How sick is Lisa? Her father ran a stop sign. Arrogant stunt. Just like if you would have ran railroad lights. Trying to beat a train? Well, you can't beat a semi either. Did it in front of a whole bunch of church people. You know, I have gave you the statement over and over again how I was sick and how I got well. And I'll do it again real quick, real quick. One day I doubled over, screaming. Dave rushed me to the hospital. They did an emergency appendectomy. Said it didn't look bad, but we took it out the way she's screaming. Couldn't risk it. 2 months later, I'm screaming again. Have you ever been checked for cysts? I had endometriosis, fluid-filled cysts growing in me and bursting. That will double you over. They're bursting so bad I'm bleeding into my stomach. They had to go through my belly button and around my belly button several times. And one time they burst so bad, they said if I wouldn't have been in the hospital, I would have bled to death. They gave me burning treatments, and medicine caused kidney stones, getting knocked out, having stents put in and out of my kidneys. It got so bad my uterus flipped over. When I'd have my monthly, I'd bleed out on the ground. So I had a lower hysterectomy. 2 months later, I'm screaming again. It's in my ovaries now. One is full of tiny cysts bursting. The other one, it has a golf ball cyst inside of it. It said the golf ball one burst, you're dead. So they cut me side to side and took my ovaries out. Month and a half later, I have pancreatitis. They're looking for the cause. My gallbladder from everything had shut down and my pancreas got infected. I was on enzymes for a while, breaking down my food. Okay? Then I had about 2 months later a knot in my stomach. They had to take scar tissue out. I finally got better. One day I start bleeding like I'm having my period, a heavy one. They're looking for the cause because I had a hysterectomy. And here when the stones from everything had kinked the kidney tube and the kidney itself was bleeding. They cut me 4 inches on my back and took the damaged part out and repaired it. That's when my muscles locked tight from all the trauma. Stupid me, instead of staying in bed, I went to pain management. Don't go there. They're witch doctors. The ones I went to, witch doctors. They started me on 30 shots of steroids up and down my back, trying to break up the locked up muscles. Went from 105 to 250 pounds in 8 months. They started me on alternative medicine. I started swelling my feet. And I'm like, is it the medication? No. You have an underlying condition. No, I didn't. It's an allergic reaction. Went into my legs, my knees. They gave me more drugs, sent me to other specialists, all falsely diagnosing me across the board. They're pulling out turkey-based syringes out of my knees, and the orthopedic doctor gave me braces and canes. My feet went from 7.5 shoe to 8.5 wide to 9 and about that thick. I was falling, and my knees are popping out from the foot. My thyroid shut down, my adrenal gland shut down. I ended up in the cardiac ward, had heart problems, calcium blockers, nitro pills. Okay. My face started swelling, my brain started swelling. They told me I had brain tumors. I needed brain surgery to remove my pituitary gland, and where my stomach was bleeding from all the meds, they wanted to put a bag on my side. I go to my doctor. I said, what do you think of all this? She's like, for one thing, we're going to have a long talk what these doctors are doing. There's nothing wrong with you, but your muscles locked up from all those surgeries. They're falsely diagnosing you. You have what we call the golden ticket insurance company. Pays for almost everything. What they're doing is they're getting kickbacks from the drug companies. They're falsely diagnosing you, writing out these big prescriptions. They're getting $200 to $1,000 per false prescription. And she said, and it's what's making you sick because you don't need it. There's nothing wrong with you, but your muscles locked up from all the trauma. And she's like, you need to get off of it. And then they're sharing it with their associates and friends. And they're all making you sick. Now they want to do unnecessary procedures. Get off the medication, get an attorney, and sue him. Encouraged me and Dave for 2 years to sue him. Joanne Young told me about Dr. Eli. Get you on high doses of pain medicine, get you out moving, get better. I go in, he says the same thing. Said, I had a lady not quite as bad as you. I have her running on a treadmill in 9 months. And here I'm 250 pounds, swollen up like a balloon. Can hardly walk with braces and canes. My heart's off, my brain's swollen. I'm thinking, you're nuts. I'm dying. I was dying from medical malpractice. And he said, I get you off that medication, you'll be surprised how fast you get well. The first month, I lost 30 pounds. Second month, I was pulling myself around stores and malls. I get in so much pain from my muscles. He told me I have to get you out of pain. He said, I'll give you enough pain. I'm going to give you enough pain medicine to knock a grown man out. He said, but it's just going to numb you as much pain as you are. Those muscles are locked tight. And if you don't move them, they won't get blood flow in them. And once they get blood flow in them, they'll relax, and then we can build new muscle tissue, and you'll be fine. Everything else is medication reactions. And like I said, the second month, I ended up in the emergency room in so much pain. He told him to get me out of pain. I have to move. By the third month, it stopped. Now I started in November of 2002. By April of 2003, I'm down from a 24 to a 16. Everybody's making over me. I have like 3 arms because of it. I have all this extra skin. And they're like, Karen, we see you doing your own grocery shopping. You're driving your own car. I'm pulling myself around streets, malls, stores. I had my freedom back, even if I had to take my canes and braces and pull me. I could drive a car and I could go everywhere. My heart was already fine. My brain swelling was gone. My thyroid was working again. My adrenal gland was working again. I just had to wait for the swelling to go down and learn to walk again. I would practice walking. My mom would brag all over me to everybody. She made it 4 steps. She made it 6 steps. She made it 10 steps, and I fall over. You fall on carpet, it's not that big a deal. And but if you fall on cement, I always make sure I was okay when I was out. By May, I could even waddle up and down the steps with just the braces, and even outside for a short while. And that's when Brian showed up that Phil ran a stop sign and didn't even try to stop in front of a bunch of church people. My whole family's at home. He blew right through it into a semi. Killed them both, and everybody couldn't believe he didn't even try to stop. So come July, I'm down to a 14, 16. Just like the outside of my feet are numb. I'm already been practicing with just the canes to learn balance. And a missionary shows up, he prays for me and gives me a stupid lecture of fighting through the pain, to rebuke the pain. And I've been doing that for 9 months. Try to walk by faith. Well, he's a long-winded minister. My feet went numb again. And I fell backwards left with my canes. Next day on a long street, pulling myself around. I think I started with 2 canes, went down to 1. Nothing happened. Third day, fourth day, my muscles quit contracting. They became lean and strong enough that they stopped contracting. It took me 2 more months before I quit falling and 4 months to get off of the fentanyl patches. Now, you tell me I had basically a severe allergic reaction and some crackpots that misdiagnosed me and almost killed me. So where would she have the right to open her mouth? She doesn't. Her father ran a stop sign. I only went to her church. The minister made it up. I always say October, but I got to thinking Halloween was already over. It was November of 2003. His son Tim is married to my sister Linda. Tim and Katie were cheating for over a year, and Linda kept following him. She's so stupid. She already knows they're cheating. Stay out of it if you're not going to say something. And she was following him. She comes up to me at church. I was following him down. I got caught. I think they thought it was you. I'm sorry. Okay? And Strange and she's like, be careful. And I'm like, great. While he made up that lie, she was thinking she was sick and thinking she got well. What happened was leaving. Now I got MRI reports showing the swelling. I got a copy of my fentanyl patches. I got them filled in June of 2003. I found out that bastard even lied and told people I stood up in the middle of the funeral in May and yelled, God healed me, my God, that never happened. I'm surprised lightning didn't come down on that bastard. But yeah, he made it up to cover up his son's adultery because it all blew up big and they all fell for it. They're so stupid boobs. They would, if he told them to eat their own shit, they'd get a fork and knife. They're brainwashed to call people. Brainwashed to call people. The Altman family physicians told the police and Dave, well, they encouraged me and Dave in 2003 to sue him for 2 years. Okay? We talked about it. By then, I was just happy to be well. And the whole craziness of what they did there was stupid. More than likely, they were going to try to kill me and make up that lie and then discredit me, get rid of me. In 2003, but Strange took my son Danny and he wouldn't give him back. He screamed at him till he passed out. He told the Stark County social workers he starved him all day, screamed at him till he passed out. He couldn't remember half the day, and he tried to kill himself twice. He was on medication. Georgina Vavuso, Stark County social worker, seen Danny. She's like, you know, these men that want women covered up and they abuse women and they push children that far, it's documented in jails. They are child molesters. And I started laughing. And she's like, Karen, they're child molesters. Or they're gay, denying their lust for other men and they take it out on women. Or they're womenizers. And that's why they abuse women. She said it's documented in studies that any of these men that hurt women, that's what's wrong with them. Or they would never touch you. And they would never push your son that far. And she said, as far as that church and that minister, if you want, I'll go back 20 years and put that minister in jail because he assaulted me that day. He shoved me into the, when I'm like, have you seen Danny? He shoved me in the door. And he's like, you're confess you were never sick. I said, I wouldn't do that. That's stupid. I got scars everywhere. I got all this proof. And he's like, you're a spoiled little brat. Nobody likes in this church. It's like, well, you never did like me. And he's like, you'll be lucky to see your son again. Get out of my church. And I went up and got Dave, and Dave went over there to talk to him. He's like, he'll give him back when he's done. I said, what do you mean give him back when he's done? My mom called him and told him, says, you better give Danny back. And we'll give him back when you're done. What do you mean you'll give him back when he's done? She wouldn't go back to the church. They started nailing her tires and shoving sharp objects in her tires until she left Ohio in 2003. The authorities in Illinois said if she wouldn't have left Illinois, they would have killed her. Now, all this is documented. I want you to think about that. And Georgina Vavuso said, I'll go back 20 years. And then for them assaulting you and for them pushing your kid that far, I'll put that minister in that church in jail. And the Stark County social worker said they'd take care of him. And I said, I just want Danny to get well at this point. Okay? Now, you want to tell me why you would ever feel sorry for spoiled little brat Lisa? Why on earth? See, the whole thing of it is, I think they were going to kill me. And he pushed Danny so far that once, and then the social workers were involved real quick, and they backed off real fast. Because the social workers called Dave. What's their involvement in this? And he said, I wouldn't talk to you without an attorney. And they backed right off. And she said, you wait, Danny grows up, we'll see what Dave does. Well, he waited till they grew up. And I think they were going to do something in 2011 and 12 because he started beating on me real bad for no reason. And then something happened. He quit his church and we went up to Pamers. And then he was good to me for years. And then all of a sudden they're trying to kill me. I think he found somebody else he wanted. And then they're planning up trying to kill me, where they brainwashed everybody with that lie. They just wanted someone to kill. Like they said around me, they just made up a reason to kill her. They just made up a reason. It was just a made up reason to kill her. Because did I have anything to do with her father running a stop sign? No. Did she have anything to do with all those surgeries and my muscles locking up? No. Did she have anything to do with the false diagnosis and severe medication error? Huh? That made me swell up, and all my family physicians even told the cops it's a documented medication error. That made her sick and almost died. And it took me 9 months to get well. I was almost well in April. They were even making over me. My mom was even telling her mother that I was already starting to walk. And everybody was even seeing me doing my own driving, doing my own grocery shopping. I was doing my own cooking, my own house cleaning. And what, February, March? So they had no right. They just made up a reason to try to kill me. I am a notary. Like they said, don't they realize they're messing with the wrong person? I'm also an FBI informant. The police watch me. They have got these people confessing that in stalking tapes they had drugged me and told me say it before. They photoshopped feminine wipes above the toilet to make me look weird, and a shower scene done on purpose to make me look weird. And where you had all those bruises, you were throwing up, heart racing, that they were drugging you, and they were lying. They had sodium pentothal reports, and they were even raping me where I had the severe personal infection. They have admitted they sold me on porn sites, and all kinds of people have admitted to seeing horrible. These people are hurting me, and I didn't even see any of them tell the case. I just woke up like that. I got dizzy after a drink, and to find out people were violating me like that on those kind of levels. Where on earth would anybody find an occult hiring an Iraqi terrorist, a fentanyl king, and his men, the drug cartels, come drug, beat, and rape me, and they human trafficked thousands out of here since 17? Now, you want to tell me where anybody would find any of this funny? You tell me. And where they would go along with Crazy Lisa. Even my client's neighbor on Turquoise Street, we all know that Lisa's doing this. Everybody knows. And she's mentally ill. And how could that agent not look at her when he met her 15 years past her father killing her kid, that she's lashing out, hurting somebody else, that she isn't some mentally ill psychopath hurting somebody had nothing to do with nothing? Huh? How could he not look at her like she's not some kind of sociopath killing people? You can't feel sorry for people that hurt people, drug, beat, and rape them. You can't feel sorry for people to try to have them killed. You can't feel sorry for the perpetrators and make fun of the victims. Please tell me that was an act, what they did to go after the drug dealers. That they're really not that stupid where they made fun of them, that they fooled them. June 7th, 23 with their stalking tapes. He's not really that stupid, right? Because he talked to me like a drunken cat and already admitted on a recorded line that he had talked to him and bullied me into all kinds of false statements. Do you know, if you bully somebody into false statements, you can go to jail 3 to 30 years? Do you know, if they don't take your statement and follow through, they can go to jail for that long? It's obstruction, tampering with witnesses and informants. They have to help you. They have to do their job. See, like the Tuscarora sheriff said, you can never tell anybody not to believe somebody and not to help them. You go to jail for that. Where's the law been in this? And please, for God's sakes, don't tell me it's where I've been emailing the marshals and sheriffs out of this area, where they got all the fentanyl king, the 800 drug traders, human traffickers, the guy impersonating an African prince, embezzling money from people around me. That where I turned them in. They did the job for everybody else out of this area. Please tell me that it didn't take other people to do their jobs. I'm going to upload this.